This is the fallout from a global epidemic. A virus with its epicenter in China, potent enough to shut down a doctor's surgery in Brighton. 4 new cases of coronavirus have been identified, doubling the number in the UK. Public Health England has confirmed 2 of these are healthcare workers.
They're not a surprise to us because they are in the group of contacts of a further case that was diagnosed last week. So this in many ways demonstrates that our contact tracing is working pretty well to identify the people at greatest risk and then get them tested if necessary.
All 4 new cases are connected to one British man who likely contracted the virus at a conference in Singapore in January. He then travelled to a French ski resort where the virus spread to several others, including 5 Britons who shared a chalet and a British man who was diagnosed once he had returned home to Mallorca. The businessman then returned from France to the UK on an EasyJet flight to Gatwick Airport. Public Health England is tracing other passengers. He had been home in Brighton for several days before he tested positive for the virus and was then taken to St Thomas's Hospital in London. Now we know 4 more people he had contact with were diagnosed in Brighton over the weekend. They remain in specialist care centres in London. The government has described coronavirus as a serious and imminent threat. It's announced new measures so that people with the virus can now be forcibly quarantined and sent into isolation if they pose a threat to public health. It follows an incident at the Wirral quarantine site where evacuees from Wuhan are being housed.
Over the weekend, we did have security placed on the inside. So it is a bit of a strange one, you know, being watched by the security and things like that. But, you know, they're just doing their job and they're keeping themselves to themselves.
The disruption caused by the virus is spreading and is likely to do so for some time. British Airways has cancelled all its flights to Beijing and Shanghai until the 31st of March. China will be disappointed. It insists it can get the virus under control. But the World Health Organization has warned the developments in Europe and Britain could become quite significant. And those concerns will be shared by the people here in Brighton, where the virus is having a very real impact on their lives. Ashish Joshi, Sky News.